What a crazy 24 to 36 hours this is turning out to be. So I've got a lot to cover here, but I want to talk to you about what is going on in the overall market and how we are up 6.7%, up over $1 trillion market cap, but Bitcoin and Ethereum rallying 7, 10+%. Here's what this is. So I did a bunch of videos yesterday, the day before. We were expecting what? 75 basis point raise. We got that. Now, what happened yesterday in the crypto market is that when that market news came down, is that the crypto market did not do what I was thinking it would do, give a knee-jerk reaction. And I'm calling myself out on that, right? Because historically, that's what's happened, okay? When we got the CPI data report, we had a massive rundown, and then we ate that dip later. We basically went back up. That's what happened on the CPI data report. Okay, so when we got 75 basis points, the market, I think, effectively just said, okay, we get that. We get that, that this is it. And the market viewed the rate hike as a, quote, bullish rate hike, okay? And so that's why crypto spiked yesterday. Now, this morning, we got the GDP data, and it was up about 0.9%, or excuse me, GDP was down about 0.9. It was less than expected. It was not as bad as we were expecting from the GDP standpoint, the gross domestic product report. That has continued to let us rally, to continue to let us move, okay? And so that's when we got the GDP data. So all of both of those factors added up, basically said, okay, we got 75 basis points. We were expecting that. The market said this. And so, boom, we're moving forward. And people took that as an opportunity to buy, okay? Right here. Markets love going up on Fed days, even when their decision is to be tough. Powell's particularly skilled at delivering bad news. That's the other thing, is that Powell, who's the chairman of the Fed, basically somewhat said, hey, this may be the worst of it, where we're at right now as far as the rate hikes. And we may be we're kind of in the worst part. It could be getting better, okay? He alluded to that. Some of his remarks and his comments said that, all right? Now, moving on, now, you've got some conflicting views, like Capo of Crypto, who I do follow on Twitter, basically said, don't you see that the price is just ranging between 19 and 20K during a during a downturn with no signs of communication? If you want to buy or go ahead, then don't regret it and craft the market new lows, which is likely. He's talking about the fact of really Bitcoin, right? Now, interestingly enough, all this adds up to the fact that I think that people were ready to buy, and they viewed this as, look, we're willing to go in and willing to do that. That's what the overriding consensus is that, again, the news wasn't as bad as we thought for GDP, which if that would have been bad, it could have stalled the rally. But right now, the news has been digested and we're moving forward. Again, I always like to be the voice of optimism in the room and just say, hey, we still have some downside risk because we still have these macroeconomic factors, but we might be, per Powell's comments, we might be in the worst of the inflation and we might be getting a little bit better. That's partly, we might have a little bit better road ahead of us. Okay, fuel prices, gas prices have been going down as of recent, so they are dropping a little bit, at least here in the United States, etc. So yeah, that's what I got. It's a mixed bag. You can see it's kind of hard to navigate a lot of this stuff and kind of see what's going on, but the consensus here is what you're seeing. As always, I'll be here. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for dropping a like on the video. I'll see you. Bye.